Bennett Kessler filed this story. Faced with a recommendation of 9 employee layoffs and other cost-cutting measures, the Mono County Board of Supervisors did vote last week to balance the Mono County budget and proceed with recommendations. Mono County Administrator Jim Leddy and Finance Director Leslie Chapman had written a letter to the Mono Board that laid out cuts that would lead to a balanced budget, including layoffs. Now, Leddy said the board approved the budget and layoff notices have been issued. Leddy also said, quote, "We remain in negotiations to seek alternative savings that might allow the rescinding of the layoffs in part or whole," end quote. Now, the 9 layoffs include 1 sheriff sergeant, 1 deputy sheriff 2, and 1 sheriff public information services officer. Layoffs also include 5 cuts from public works, a custodian, 3 maintenance workers, and a parks and facilities supervisor. A district attorney victim witness advocate is also on the layoff list. Now, to achieve the balanced $65.9 million budget, other cuts went forward. These include furloughs or unpaid time off, workforce reduction through attrition, and redesign of some services. $1.17 million of the end of the year balance and some reserve funds were used to balance the budget. Leddy and Chapman had written that Mono County continues to face challenges from a, quote, "sluggish economic recovery and the reality of how the county previously did business," end quote. They told the board that, quote, "to transform into a truly innovative and sustainable operation, difficult choices have been made. Focus and discipline in our actions is required," end quote. Well, a small lightning-caused fire broke out Saturday night as that thunderstorm rumbled through the eastern Sierra. That fire was near Brockman Lane and Dixon, and Bishop Fire Chief Ray Seguin said Bishop Fire Department personnel along with CAL FIRE responded, and that was contained to less than 2,000 square feet. Ray Seguin also noted that with the precipitation that came with the thunderstorm, that helped the firefighting effort, noting that without the rain, it could have been much worse. And last week, the U.S. Forest Service announced that the June fire was human-caused. A press release said investigators have determined that the June fire was human-caused. An employee of June Mountain was operating heavy equipment on June Mountain ski area when the fire ignited, according to that press release. Recent fires on both U.S. Forest Service land and Bureau of Land Management Bishop Field Office land have been human-caused, and these fires have been vehicle-related or equipment-related. Now, the press release said to please take efforts to reduce the chance of these starts happening, and notes California is experiencing extreme drought, and investigators note that a simple spark is enough to start fires that are growing rapidly. You are asked to see the website preventwildfireca.org. You want to get to one less spark for more information on how to prevent unwanted fires. Now, the June fire final acreage was 65 acres and was 100% contained over the weekend. Fire Command was transitioned back to the local Inyo National Forest firefighters, who will be doing final mop-up and patrol of the fire over the next several days. All roadways, June Lake and now Gull Lake, and campgrounds remain open to residents and visitors. Motorists should be aware that firefighters may be working in and around the roadways and are asked to please drive carefully. Well, last week, Sierra Wave Media's Rob Gill checked in with Mammoth wildlife specialist Steve Searles.
Hi, this is Rob Gill with Sierra Wave Media, sitting here on the Bear Whisperer himself's tailgate, Steve Searles. Steve, how you doing today, buddy?
Good, Rob. Thank you.
So, Steve, now that we're coming into fall, what do you have to say to our listeners and to our viewers out there who are concerned about the risks that this might cause with bears trying to get ready for winter?
You know, at the third greatest drought ever recorded in our lifetimes, it's a special time, but I think your listeners especially are geared up and prepared for that and do the right thing. But we are going into a feeding frenzy, if you will, with the bears especially, getting ready for winter and the hibernation. So everybody's just got to watch out for each other, watch out for their neighbors, keep the food out of your cars, your garage doors locked. You know all the lines, but yeah, if everybody can just pull tough for another 30, 45 days, we should put another great year in the bag.
So have you seen a lot of increased bear activity with bears getting ready to hibernate?
You know, it's incredible. We were on standby for a really, really big dynamic summer. The community pulled together, and so all in all, I think we're lower than average on having to respond to serious calls.
Okay, what was the most serious call you've had this summer?
Same thing, you know, I just have nothing but praise for the people. We haven't shot and killed a bear. We haven't locked one in a vehicle this year. 2 cubs were locked in dumpsters, but that's low again. None have been killed by cars in our community.
So what do we have to expect from the bears coming into winter now?
It's going to get a little busy. The term is hyperphagia. They can go 22, 24 hours in a row just eating. And so with very, very low food source, no current crop to speak of this year, it's going to be a dynamic time, and we'll need everybody's help to get through it.
So I know you've already given everyone the basic lines of don't feed our bears and anything like that, but do you have any final words for our viewers and our listeners, anything at all?
You know, I just think that people should just keep up the good work they're already doing with this. As interesting as this all is, with as many animals that we cohabitate with, the issues are very low, and if we can keep that up, we'll just continue to set the record for what's possible with coexistence.
Great, and you know, I love the videos that you guys put out on YouTube and all that stuff. If people want to see some great bear and animal wildlife footage, where should they go?
You can come to our website and see the movies. You can go to Facebook, Steve Searles or the Bear Whisperer, but it's just what we're seeing in our community every day. It's going worldwide, and we just went over 50,000 views of people that are interested in how we live with bears.
Wow, that's awesome. And if you want to see any of that footage, just go to thebearwhisperer.com. This is Rob Gill sitting with the Bear Whisperer, Steve Searles. Thank you, Steve.
Thank you, Rob.
Well, thank you, Rob and Steve. Now, unfortunately, after a summer of no deaths of bears, Steve Searles did contact Sierra Wave to report that one of Mammoth's bears was hit by a car and killed last Wednesday night. We'll be back with more news.